SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. This one, this is a dear pasta. Is one of them ones there. This girl, she's 19 now, and she with a man that is 49, and she wants to know. So you have this young lady, she's 19 years old, right? And she's with a man that's 49 years old. And she wants to know if she should continue this relationship. Every time I do these videos, there's this, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to watch the comment section to see the women's response in particular to this type of a topic. But anyways, this young lady needs us to tell her our assessment of this whole situation. All right? Watch this. She says, I am a 19-year-old and my boyfriend is 49, and he is a good friend of my uncle who grow me. Grow me means who's raising me, or who raised me then, right? In a Caribbean, we say grow me, or she grow me, right? My uncle sent me to school. Listen carefully. My uncle sent me to school. When my uncle's wife died, he asked my aunt to take me so he can raise me. I told my uncle I wanted to stay with him after his wife died, My uncle though, said no because I'm a girl. I was 15 years old at the time. I went to live with my aunt, but my aunt did not treat me well. I had to share a room with two of her children, and when I was with my uncle and his wife, I had my own room. I called my uncle and he spoke to my aunt. She was very vexed because I told my uncle how I felt. She sent me back to my uncle. Come out of my house, go live with your uncle then, if that's how you feel. I was in charge of everything. I had to cook for my uncle, but he got somebody to do the washing and stuff. I love my uncle so much. I didn't have to hide anything from him. He's someone that I could tell everything. The man who became my boyfriend was a friend of my uncle's, and he actually asked my uncle for me. I want your niece. I'm going to do good things with her. I'm not play around with her head or nothing, brother. I really like her. I see the situation she in. I want her. My uncle did not agree, but saw how this man and I were moving. He told me everything about the man and about the woman that the man had. Everything he told me. So the man have a woman. I asked the man, and he said, he told you that too? Jeez, he told you everything. My aunt said that my uncle is a wicked man to have encouraged me to go with this man. But it wasn't my uncle's choice. It was my choice. Pastor, my uncle said that I should not go to live with this man unless we get married. This man wants me to come and live with him in his house. He and my uncle had a disagreement over that because my uncle is saying he doesn't agree with me moving in. So the uncle is saying he doesn't agree with her moving in unless you married her. Because I don't want her to be one of those where you just bring in, do what you please, and then throw her out when you're done. Right? So him and the uncle had a falling out. He started to tell people that it looked like my uncle wants me for himself. But it's not really like that. Somebody told my uncle who told me. When I asked him, he said it was not true. They were lying and he never said anything like that about my uncle. Please, give me a straightforward answer. Should I continue with this man? I can't say I love him. I was trying to love him, but I don't like what he said about my favorite uncle, and I don't like what my aunt is saying either. So, basically, I don't know if her parents passed away, And now she's left in the care of relatives since she was 15 years old. I don't know how that went, but I know that she could have went to stay with her aunt. She went to stay with her aunt. It wasn't so good. Aunt treated her like crap. She called her uncle, told her uncle she don't want to stay with auntie. She don't like it. She's not treated good. Her auntie found out and told her to leave. Come out, move, go stay with your uncle. Uncle took her in. While she's over at Uncle house now, she runs into Uncle Friends, right? Uncle Friend wants her and asks Uncle for her. The crazy thing is, about this part, she said that me and him, I had never had sex with him. I went to his house and he wanted to have sex with me, but I told him not yet. He told me we would have to break up because he can't buy no puss in a bag. Then she said, give me a straightforward answer. So he's telling this 19-year-old, he's 49, right? He's about to be 50 years old, 50. She's about to be 20. So there's a 31 year age difference here. And a lot of people say age doesn't matter. But here he is telling this 19-year-old girl that he has to test the goods before he marries her. Because the uncle said, I don't want her living with you unless you're going to marry her. So until y'all get married, she can't live with you. So he's telling her, look, I'm going to marry you. You can't come live with me, husband and wife. But I need to test the goods first. Because me not buy no puss in a bag. So, what's he saying there? The thing probably stretch out, go put married papers and put a ring on it, and next thing him know, it's pay up. So, he's saying he wants to test the goods first. She says no. We have to wait. And she's asking, what do you think she should do? Well, at the time, Pastor told her this. I always like Pastor's answer before I give my own. So Pastor said, I'm glad that your uncle has taken very good care of you even after his wife died. He's a good man. And you appreciate him, and rightfully so. He felt that you needed the guidance of a woman, and that is why he tried to get his sister to take you in. I have observed that you had not said anything about your parents. Perhaps they are abroad, or you prefer not to talk about them. I don't know. And that's what I said too. I don't know. She didn't mention anything about parents, and being 15 to 19, you would think the parents would be somewhere around. How are you going from uncle to auntie? You know what I'm saying? So, I have observed that you never said anything about your parents. Perhaps they are abroad, or you prefer not to talk about them. I could understand why you did not want to stay at your aunt's house. I am glad that your uncle was willing to take you back when he realized that his friend was interested in you. What? I am glad your uncle was willing to take you back. Okay, full stop. When he realized that his friend was interested in you, he cautioned you, but he realized that nothing he said would have made a difference, because it's not like you're 15 anymore. You're now 19 years old, going on 20, and you feel a big man and these kind of things, right? After all, in Jamaica, it's commonplace to see 49-year-old with 19-year-olds. I mean, I see it even when I went to Jamaica the last time. I mean, I saw it a lot, so it's really commonplace. Your uncle has given you some sound advice, and he even cautioned her and warned her, look, he has another woman and this and that and that. He is not encouraging you to go and live with this man and not get married to him first, which Pastor said is sound advice. If this man really meant you well, he would not encourage you to live in concubinage with him. You claim you do not love this man. You should tell him so and not try to force yourself to love him. He thought your uncle would have pushed you into his relationship, but your uncle is wise. I believe he made the remark about your uncle wanting to have a relationship with you. I really believe that he did that. You do not know your uncle to be a liar. I suggest you close your mind against this man. You are a young girl. You have a big future ahead of you. Go back to school. Get an education. This man just wants to get under your skirt. I cannot encourage you to go any further with him. And that is what Pastor's advice was to her. Now you tell me, do you think that this young lady should continue her relationship with this man until it gets into something, or do you think that she should cut this loose, find someone more her age group, or even closer to her age then, even if she's into older guys, even closer to her age than a 31-year age difference? Because honestly, I think about them and I'm thinking, well, when she's 30, he'll be 60. When she's 40, he'll be ready for adult diapers. You know what I'm saying? When she's 50, he'll have one foot in the grave. He'll be 80 years old. A 50-year-old that takes care of themselves good actually can look 40 and 35. Believe it or not. And then you have being with an 80-year-old. I mean, no matter what you do to starve off age, it comes to a certain point in life where the age just shows no matter what you do. Unless you're going to go through some extensive surgery, plastic surgery and these things. And even then, you can't fix certain parts and places and people could still tell. So, my advice to this young lady would be to hold off on this one. Hold off on this one. You said you don't love the man, right? But you can get to love him. And love don't come overnight. People get infatuated easy and swear it's love at first sight when it wasn't. There can be no love at first sight. I don't believe in love at first sight. I believe in a strong lust at first sight. I believe in love within a couple of days, given certain things. Like, for instance, if two people meet and they share absolutely everything with each other over a period of a few days, then you could start to love that person if there's that connection there. But you can't love somebody without knowing everything about them. You know what I'm saying? And she knows a lot about this man and she's still able to look at herself and say she don't love him. So, when are you going to love him? She was trying to learn to love him. I don't know. Leave your comment in the comment section below. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say about this one. It's SouFLoTV, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I think I'm about to get a haircut today or something. I'm out. Peace.